Now next consider the expansionary fiscal policy. Under flexible exchange rate regime. So here we consider three diagrams. In diagram 1, the BP schedule is vertical. So here we have a zero capital mobility. In diagram 2, the BP schedule is positively sloped, but it is steeper than the LM curve. And in case 3, the BP schedule is positive, but it is flatter. So this is IS curve. So here we consider the case of high capital mobility. Here we consider the low capital mobility. So this is diagram 2, and in diagram 1 we consider the zero capital mobility. And we are considering the expansionary fiscal policy. So in case 1, we consider the expansionary fiscal policy, then IS curve will shift from IS0 to IS1. Now we were here at point A, now we are here at point B. Now at point B, what will happen? At point B, we have a higher rate of interest, and we have a higher level of income as compared to point A. So with the high rate of interest, capital inflow will be more, and with the high income, the import will be more. Now because of the inflow of more capital, there will be improvement of BOP. But because of the increase in import, there will be a deterioration of the trade balance. Now here, the improvement is less than the deterioration. So deterioration, there will be a net deterioration of the balance of payment, and point B is to the right of the BP schedule. So as a result, there will be a BOP deficit. In effect, there will be a BOP deficit at point B. Now if there is a BOP deficit, then since we are in the flexible exchange rate regime, the home currency will depreciate, and so there will be an increase in the value of E. So because of the depreciation of the home currency, export will rise, import will fall, and X minus M will improve. So there will be an improvement in the trade balance. In the net export will improve. Now because of the improvement in the net export, the IS curve will shift further to the right, and because of this improvement, the BP curve will shift to the right. So both IS and BP will shift to the right. So there will be a further shift of IS curve to the rightward direction from IS1 to IS2, and at the same time BP schedule will also shift because X minus M is now improving. So BP will be here, new BP will be here. So this is BP, and suppose this is BP0 and this is BP1. So we will have an intersection between BP1, the new BP schedule, the new IS schedule, and the LM curve. So we have a shift of the IS curve 2 times. First, IS curve is shifting because of we are taking the expansionary fiscal policy, and second time IS curve is shifting because of the improvement in X minus M. But there will be no shift of the LM curve here. Now consider case 2. Now in case 2, when we are considering the expansionary fiscal policy, then IS is shifting from IS0 to IS1. So here we have the intersection between IS and LM. Now at this point we have a high rate of interest and high income. Now there will be improvement of BOP because of the higher rate of interest, because there will be more capital inflow, and there will be a deterioration of BOP because X minus M will deteriorate, because M will deteriorate. Now here the deterioration is higher than the improvement in BOP. So as a result, in effect, there will be BOP deficit. And we are to the right of the BP schedule, so in effect there will be, we can say that there is a BOP deficit here. So at point B we will have a BOP deficit. Now because of this BOP deficit, under the flexible exchange rate regime, E will rise, which is the nominal exchange rate, and X minus M will improve because of the improvement in E. Because X will improve, M will fall. So X minus M will rise. Now when X minus M will rise, then there will be a shift of the further shift of the IS curve to IS3 to IS2. Now X minus M is improving, so BP is also shifting. So BP will be shifting to the rightward direction, and BP, the new position of BP is BP1 from BP0. So we will have a new equilibrium point C, and we will shift from B to C here. So ultimately we are shifting, moving from A to point C, where we have an increased level of income. So expansionary fiscal policy has a positive effect on the income level in the economy. Here. Now consider the case 3. Now here when we are considering the shifting of the IS curve, that is considering the case of the expansionary fiscal policy, then the new equilibrium between new point of intersection between IS and LM is here. Now this point is to the left of the BP schedule. That means we have a BOP surplus here. Now why we have a BOP surplus here? Because here we are considering the high capital mobility. Therefore, the improvement in the balance of payment due to inflow of more capital with the higher rate of interest is higher than the deterioration of the balance of payment because of the increasing income as compared to point A. So therefore here the improvement is greater, is higher than the deterioration. So as a result we have a BOP surplus here at point B. Now when we have a BOP surplus means under the flexible exchange rate regime, when there is a surplus in the balance of payment, then the nominal exchange rate falls. So that means there is appreciation of the home currency. So in these two cases there is depreciation. So that is why E is rising. But here it will be the appreciation of the home currency, and as a result the nominal exchange rate will fall. Now when nominal exchange rate is falling, that reduces the export and increases the import. So as a result X minus M will deteriorate. So X minus M will fall. So when X minus M is falling, then IS curve will be shifting to the rightward direction, and X minus M, the fall in X minus M will shift the BP schedule to the leftward direction. So here from this IS1, IS curve will move back and BP schedule will shift to the leftward direction. So as a result, here the BP schedule is shifting to the leftward direction. So this is BP0. Original BP is BP0. Now this is BP1, and suppose this is the new IS curve. So if this is the new IS curve and suppose this is the LM curve, so equilibrium will be here. So let me draw this figure 3 again. So we are drawing figure 3 here. So we have IS curve, negatively sloped IS curve, positively sloped LM curve, and a flatter BP schedule. That means the capital mobility is very high here. Now we have an expansionary fiscal policy. So IS curve shifts to IS1. So new point of intersection between IS and LM is here, and just now we explained that at point B there will be BOP surplus, and also we also explained why there will be BOP surplus, and we are to the left of the BP schedule. Now when there is a BOP surplus, since we are considering the flexible exchange rate, we have discussed that E will fall, so there will be appreciation of the home currency, and as a result X minus M will deteriorate. This we explained. So as a result of X minus M, fall in the X minus M, IS curve will shift to the leftward direction. So IS1 will become IS2, and at the same time there will be a shift of the BP curve to the leftward direction because of the deterioration of X minus M. So BP will deteriorate here. So this is BP0 and this is BP1. So here this will be the new equilibrium point. So originally we were here, then we moved to B, and ultimately we reached point C. So the economy will be at point C. So the equilibrium will occur at point C, where at point C we can observe that we will have a higher level of income. So along the horizontal axis we are measuring Y, along the vertical axis we are measuring R and all these things. So therefore Y, because of the expansionary fiscal policy, there will be an improvement in the national income of the economy. So expansionary effect on the economy is positive.